There's this cute management game called Idol Manager, and basically the idea is that you are running a JIdol corporation, you're growing your audience, you're expanding your empire, you're creating singles. It's a fun game, but it's extremely difficult. I've played a couple times and I've never quite been really successful at it. One thing I've always really wanted to do was to put my favorite JIdol group into Idol Manager, because my favorite JIdol group is constantly growing and it has been for years. It's got a huge discography and people know about them. If you were to ask a Japanese person, do you know about Morning Musume? They'd probably giggle and say something like, oh, I listened to Morning Musume when I was a kid. They've been around since 97, which is a long ass time. They're still making music. Different girls are in the group now, but they still pay homage to their old songs. I don't see a lot of idols or American singers of any kind that have had such a long and rich legacy in who they are as a group. And having such a rich history and such a luxe background, I wanted to pay homage to that somehow in Idol Manager. This was a really tough game. Management games are not supposed to be easy. They're supposed to challenge you. This game has a couple different modes. One of those is really easy. You literally can't fail because you just have endless money. Another one is sort of a normal, relaxed version, but it's really not that relaxed. And then there's a really hard version, which I would never even dare to try. I really wanted to try and do a run that was as authentic as possible to their history. And I've been such a huge fan, and I probably will always be one even into my late years. For the same reason that there have always been older fans, people that grew up on it, that discovered it in high school or maybe in college and continued to enjoy it over the years. I'll probably always be that person on some level, even if I don't always keep up. I definitely haven't been keeping up too much lately. I still enjoy them, and I had a lot of fun doing this project. It was very, very, very complicated, and I struggled a lot. So I'm gonna show you my gameplay, and I hope you enjoy this run. So we're starting out by choosing our name, and our group name is going to be Morning Musume, but we're not going to choose a number because that's stupid. We start out in a dark room with some fabulous bitch in front of us. We're waiting for Fujimoto. I think he's the one who's supposed to finance us. Whoever this person is, she knows a lot of stuff, and she also doesn't know how to mind her own business. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on her. She says she's just a concerned citizen. Alright, it's officially chapter 1. This is our boss. He's very glad to meet us in person finally, but he thinks I'm young, so automatically he's gonna get some brownie points for that. So he doesn't want us to think of him as a boss. We're the boss. That's right. I'm a boss-ass bitch named Sunku Sunku. He's just an investor in our project. Our Hello project. But he does need some liquid from his investments, so basically, we can't mess up. That's zero pressure for me though. After a little bit of digging, I learned that he does in fact just need someone to pay the space rent on this building. So what I'm hearing is if he jacks up rent, he's exploiting me. After a lengthy conversation, he's finally getting out of our hair so we can get down to business. But he leaves us with one ominous final word, which is don't get discouraged if things don't work out. I will toss myself into the river if this doesn't work. We're finally in our empty building. It's a fixer-upper. It certainly leaves a lot worth wanting. So this is me, Sunku Sunku. I have no production or influence at all. We're gonna go ahead and buy ourselves an office. This is where we can do auditions, write singles, do media, special events. I think we should also have a receptionist, someone who can pick up my phone calls and say, I'm sorry, Sunku Sunku isn't taking advice right now. He doesn't need to know how to make good music. Next, we're gonna hire someone. This is going to be Roman. And now that we are both in our offices, it's time to hire some girls. We need a break room though. This place is kind of dingy. And also, I would love to have a dressing room. I don't know how necessary it was, but I wanted to do it. Now let's start getting these girls in. Let's do a local audition, and I need to find someone really freaking old. We got our first round of auditions done. This girl is a worrier. Ooh, we got our very first silver catch. She's got a thick skin and she's immune to bullying and online harassment. She's not that old though. This one is maternal. And honestly, that feels a lot more like my leader than anybody, even though I've got a really great opportunity here. I'm gonna go out on a limb and pick the maternal one. That's gonna be my Yuko. And then this thick skin girl, this'll be my Aya. My next couple have to be significantly younger. This one doesn't really get along well with male fans, which doesn't really sound like any of the rest of them. I'm gonna take a risk and close out this audition process. And I kind of want to get her dressed already into something new, but I think I need to hire someone for that role. I guess we can hire another staff member. This one specializes in cute and pretty, and I think we should definitely focus over that over cool and sexy. We'll get her to work right away. And now we can get Yuko into some clothes. And of course, for Gen 1, I want them all in plaid. While we wait, I'm gonna send the two of them out to go and promote the group. Let everyone know that we mean business. While I have Sunku look for a couple more girls. Never mind, it looks like Fujimoto has stepped into our office. He wants us to go to a game show and do a quiz with our idols. And we need to release a single first just to get a little bit of clout. I'm gonna hold off on that quest for right now. We need to get back into making sure that we've got the rest of our idol group for Gen 1. Because my first goal is to get that single pushed out. We're finally ready for audition number 2. I'm looking for 3 girls about the exact same age. And while there were some great options, we really didn't find anybody that meets the criteria that I'm looking for. So I'm gonna send them all home. And we're gonna try it again. Meanwhile, I'm sending these girlies back out to get us some more fans. And our third audition is ready. We have a 13-year-old. She has thick skin as well. Another 13-year-old who's a hypochondriac. Honestly, I think if we're gonna choose anybody to be our Ida, it's gonna be this girl here. She's really cute, but she can't really dance. And she has very little potential in dancing, but she's gonna be very pretty when she grows up. And just like that, another audition is down. Honestly, I like her. She's got spunk. And Fujimoto has stepped back in our office again. Sir, can you please leave me to do my job? I'm doing fine. He has heard about our promotions from our 13 fans. We should hold a live performance though. For what single, sir? We're gonna hold one more audition because we need an Abe and a Fukuda. Meanwhile, I'm gonna keep busting these girls' butts, hustling out on the streets of Harajuku. And we're gonna start up an auto styling, maybe for cute. Make sure that they're all the way up there. We wanna get this branding going. Our next audition is ready, and we have another silver. I can't take her as great as she might be. They're all too old. And I'm gonna send them all back home, which feels really bad. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna try it for another audition. And get back out there, girls. We have a little bit of research points with our manager, so let's go ahead and spend some of those. We can get a digital only release and use that for our very first opportunity to create music. And we probably also should have a dance studio and a recording studio here. It would be good to use this space for another office, but we don't have enough money for that. I think it's because we're spending all of our money on auditions. She's forgiving and doesn't hold a grudge. At this point, I'm willing to pick almost anybody. She's not gonna be very pretty or cool as she gets older. That's honestly fine. I'm gonna hire her as my Abe. Aw, she says everybody here seems kind. As I was just roasting her for not being cool or pretty. And she's already in the outfit that I want her in. I just need to find the right hairstyle for her. I think I found the one. This is that frumpy shiitake hair that Abe had for the longest time. The outfit is not quite right though. If she's gonna be wearing this forever, I might shift gears on her. Instead of this being Abe, let's make this Asuka instead. And let's do one more audition to try and find Abe Natsumi. She's gotta be out there somewhere. And in the meanwhile, we really should hire some staff. We need someone who can help us with dance and with singing. We've got our studio director, and now my assistant's here. She doesn't feel like I'm very organized. She wants guidelines for how the girls are going to behave at events. Aha, well then, I know exactly what we can do. I'm going to follow exactly what Momusu used to do, which was variety shows. I think if we show off the girl's personality really early on, that'll be a good way of drawing in fans. And also, I want the group to sort of feel cute from the beginning. It's pretty safe. As far as our image, I'm feeling like we should go sort of neutral for now, or maybe we go more orthodox. Then we can get more of the traditional idol fans. And she wants to know about background checks for further girls. Well, Kusumi Koharu made it into the group at some point, so if there were background checks, she certainly didn't get screened enough. She wants to know about our dating policy. As antiquated as I think it is, the real Momusu doesn't allow dating, so I think I'll do the exact same thing. So I'm not gonna automatically increase their salaries. Because before we know it, they'll be asking for thousands of dollars, and I'll only have 5. Oh, and then the choreographer comes in. She wants to know about security. In my opinion, I don't think we're gonna have too many crazy things happening at our concerts, so let's just have very normal security. Now that they're out of my office and out of my hair, I can continue this audition process. And I can send the choreographer to start working on getting us some points. This game has an interesting POV with gaining points for your research, and that's having your workers doing absolutely nothing. I don't know if they're just practicing on their own or if their deep breathing exercises are actually helping them accomplish things, but the more they idle, the more that they don't do anything, the more points you get. Once you stick them to working, it's much harder for them to get points. And then we can choose choreography types based off of how many points they've earned for us. We could also buy some if we want to, but that's gonna cost us 100,000 yen, and I don't know if I want to spend that much money. Now I just need to find my Abe. This girl looks promising, and I was completely wrong. Even though she's a prodigy, she's way too old. I'm feeling like I simply will never find who I'm looking for. Sorry girls, I'm sure you're all wonderful. Go join AKB or something. We gotta try it again. One more audition isn't gonna hurt us. Maybe if I send them all to go make some money. If I do not find the one that I'm looking for, I'm gonna lose my mind. Weak vocal cords! I think I need to just settle and choose a 13-year-old Abe rather than a 12-year-old. I'll get less time out of her in the group, but that's fine. This one is exactly the aesthetic that I want. Now that I've got my 5, it's time to get her nickname properly. Hopefully none of their parents care that I've completely renamed them. Now it's time to finally get our first single in. But we have to spend these research points if we have them. Everyone else has already started to produce music. We have a lot to catch up on. We don't have enough points for any choreography yet, and I don't have the money to spend either. So while we wait, I guess I'm just gonna overwork these girls. Let's send them out to perform something. I don't know what they're performing because we don't have any singles yet. And we also need some more fans, so at some point I will send them out to do that. And we're now in the red. I guess it's time to look for a loan. We have no opportunities right now because we haven't done anything. I think I spent too much time trying to get auditions done. Well, I'm gonna send the girls back out to make some more money, and hopefully by the end of the week, we can at least clear out what's supposed to be here for rent. We can't take out a loan. I know we're fearing bankruptcy. There's no way I've failed already. It's too early for us to fail. All right, we've got a little bit of money. We need to make 145,000 in 3 days. Hopefully I can keep this business stable. I know these girls have been working non-stop, but I need them to keep going. We have barely enough research points to get a cute music video produced. And we can make it pop, I guess. It's time to produce the single. We're going for the very first classic Ai no Tane. It's gonna be digital only because that's gonna be free. And if it's free, it's for me. Oh no, we don't have any way to do lyrics. I totally messed up here. We've got love here. Ai no Tane is about love. It's literally in the title. Straight across the board. We're not really gonna hit the teen, the female, or the casual audience, but that's fine because the hardcores are really gonna love it. I don't quite understand how any of this works, so I'm just gonna choose the girl who's got the most stamina to take the lead. We're gonna do a swap for Abe to be in the front, followed by Hukura and Ida, with Nakazawa in the background and Aya in the background as well. So we need to get the lyrics done. Meanwhile, I'm gonna send the girls to go out and perform again because we gotta get the rent in before... Oh no! I spoke too soon. We're gonna reach bankruptcy in 31 days if we do not get our money up. As soon as this is ready, I'm sending them back out. They're gonna be so tired by the time this single drops. I'm hovering over this button like a lunatic. Sunku Sunku is still working on the first song, and then I need to have it produced, and then choreographed, and then the vocals need to be done. At least these little rinky-dink performances are keeping us out of the red. And our assistant is checking in again, knocking at our door to ask what else we could do. She's been doing a lot of research in her spare time, and honestly that's fine with me. Although she could be utilizing her time to find us photo shoots and advertisements. I think maybe we should have her start working on some proposals so that we can actually start raking in some cash. I'll have her spend her time researching photo shoots. And now she's hard at work. Our single is ready to be marketed. I'm gonna have Sunku do that for me. And while we wait, I'm gonna have the girls go get us 13 more fans. We'll at least have someone buying our CD when it drops. Our rent is about to come out, and just like that, we're poor again. Ida and Yuko have lost 30 mental stamina after breaking up with each other. Is there some secret lesbian romance that I'm just now finding out about through the grapevine? That's fine, I'm here for lesbians. I just wasn't expecting the two of them to date. Well, sorry girls, I need you to go make me money again. I keep looking at that negative money button, fearing for my life that I'm going to lose before our first single has even dropped. It's already Thursday and we're still in the negative. We're not even close. What if I cut their pay? I know that they are in Harajuku Station every single day, singing song covers from some other artist, but that doesn't mean they need to make this much money. Except for Abe. I need to give her preferential treatment now so that she knows that she's the star. And it's Sunday and we are still poor as dirt. But at least we aren't spending as much money. We're 15 days away from bankruptcy and our single is finally ready to release. Without any further ado, here's our very first single. Hopefully you make us enough money to get us out of bankruptcy. With a whopping 35 sales, I think that our office might get closed down before it's even started. But hey, look at that. Somehow we got 42 fans from all of that. Is it too soon to already start a new single? Let's try the exact same genre for morning coffee. And let's change up the lineup a bit. Let's have Fukuda be at the front. Abe's already upset. We'll have Sunku work on those lyrics. And hopefully we can get a proposal soon. We need to get our promotion and performance to level 2 to advance the story. We're supposed to make a television appearance in a week. We're also conveniently supposed to go bankrupt in a week. But it looks like our assistant regularly watches TV and knows exactly what we can expect. And it's all about how well I know my idols. So now it's time to learn some obscure facts. We might have an opportunity to take a loan here, but we have to get these song lyrics finished. And we need to socialize with an idol. Unfortunately, keeping the lights on is more important than talking to them. So I'm going to send them out and have them get us 45 brand new fans. It looks like we finally have a business proposal. The Sad Panda magazine is looking for a girl to do a cute photo shoot. That's going to nab us 121,000 yen. Go on out, make that money and pay these bills. We might not go bankrupt. Lyrics have been written, let's take out that loan. And now we are staved over for just a little bit longer until the next round of bills hits in a couple of days. So we need to get to know our idols. Let's get to know the leader. We're gonna keep it casual, just so that it doesn't seem like we're exploiting her for the television show. We found out that she uses a white noise machine to sleep at night. I feel like that's gonna be a plot point that we're gonna have to keep an eye out for later. Let's get our song marketed out, and Sunku can do that again. We have a whopping 323 fans. Hopefully at least one of them will buy our next single. Just like that, we are out of money again. We've got a weak proposal, and I don't want to say yes to everything and just make everyone think that we're gonna do whatever they want, whenever they want us to. If they're not gonna give us a lot of money, I'm not interested. 3 fans and $31,000? What is this? Absolutely not, and no thank you. You have a blessed day, and I will have one as well. Fujimoto wants to know if we're doing alright. He notices that we haven't run our business into the ground, and honestly, I think that's a compliment. We can get the story moving, so we're gonna go and do our show since we haven't quite bankrupted yet. We found out that we're gonna be one of 4 different idol group producers that are here on the show. And if we're not in the top 2, we're gonna go home early. And the prize of winning is a primetime programming slot. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Remember that shady girl from earlier? This is her again. But she called us a mastermind. I have the mind of a master. She thinks she's hot shit out here, bragging about how she knows her idols so well, whatever. Don't worry, I know everything about my idols, and I know that Nakazawa Yuko uses a sleep machine. So how about that? Here's the moment to prove that we know our idols better than anybody. Our first question is which of the girls is not working for us, and I know that answer right now, because I re-nicknamed all of them. Question number 2 asks what the lyrics of this song I Know Tane are about, and considering that I only have enough points to buy the love song, that's what it's about. And now he wants to know about Nakazawa Yuko. I already know that she uses a white machine to sleep at night. We made it to the final round. How about you suck on those apples, lady? I don't even know where she's at. After some unfortunate news, we've learned that this whole thing was a sham. And we don't actually need to win the quiz show. That's kinda shit. And Fujimoto is trying to tell us to lose on purpose so that we can actually get some better gigs. Listen, if these better gigs are gonna pay us better, I'll lose the hell out of this show. Oh, and so that lady again. Our rival group, even all the way back then, is going to be AKB48, which I'm sure is full up of girls from all the failed auditions that I was running. She's very confident that she's going to beat me, but little does she know that I am going to fail on purpose. The final question is about where Tokyo Tower is located. I know this answer, it's in New York. The game show host says that we've had astoundingly wrong answers. I think that means that we lost proportionately. Miss AKB seems pretty furious. Today's show has been a ruse. I've been pranked? That is a big bag of poop. There's no prize. Both of us got nothing. Fujimoto misled us. That is the last time I'm ever believing you ever again. You think that because you got that charming smile that you could get away with this? I will absolutely be leaving Legos inside of your shoe. He did it because we needed attention. So I now look like an idiot in front of all of Japan. Do they know each other? She was in the office. They might be past lovers. She asked us to stay out of her way, and honestly, I'm gonna get all in her way. He insists that this was just for publicity and not to embarrass either one of us, but I have been sufficiently embarrassed. Well, we're back, and I've forgotten about our bankruptcy. Our impending doom of this office is coming up. Let's have our song choreographed, and in the meanwhile, we have a business proposal. Oh my god. The amount of money this will get us, even though it's going to drain her stamina, is going to be totally worth it. Oh, thank god, I love having our bills paid. Abe's not that exhausted. She's not gonna die or anything. She's only at 67 physical stamina, but that's fine because we're back in the bankruptcy again. Our next goal is to get a single sale of 1,000, and considering that our first was an epic flop of 35, we only have up to go from here. Our song is ready to go, but it's not a great idea to send this single out now. We need to get more contracts. It is acceptable for us to release our single. We got 224 sales, but don't we have like 400 fans? But it's not quite enough to help us. We're in big trouble. We could try and take out the rest of this loan. We need to launch a news show first. Well, that's not gonna help me. Listen, this might not be a good idea to take out this big of a loan this early, but I'm not here to make good ideas. I'm here to make bad ones. And risky business moves is what I need to do. We're gonna get these girls out on the streets hustling again for 35 more fans. I would like to get that up to 1,000. And maybe I'll start spending some of my research points. What did Fujimoto want from us? A news internet show? I suppose we could work on that. So we're gonna go ahead and start up the new quest. We're gonna call it simply Morning News. We won't have a host because I simply can't afford that. And we'll have it rotate so that we won't take too much of the stamina. If Fujimoto needs this for us to be able to get more money, then God, we gotta do it. Abe just turned 14. She lost some cuteness points, but she went up in funny and smart. She's thinking about graduating in 2035, which it's 2021 right now. We've got a lot of time with her left. After hustling in the streets and getting us to 1,000 fans, we are finally ready to release our morning news show. It's gonna cost us a lot of money, but we're reaching quite a large audience of 4,700 people. And look at that, it gained us a whopping 24 fans. I think it's time that we hire another group of girls. So let's do a cheap local one and try to find 3 more. We're making a decent amount of money. I wonder if I should get another assistant to help out with more jobs. I've decided upon 2 hires from our 2nd generation audition, and I'm gonna send the rest home while I hopefully look for 1 more. This is going to be our Kei-chan, this is gonna be Mari, and now I just need a Sayaka. And I've been reminded yet again by the November news that I am not shit. We did level up in both performance and promotion, which means that the girls can now get 140 fans when they do promotions. So I'm gonna send them out to work their little butts off. I found the perfect candidate for Sayaka. She looks just a little bit possessed. She seems like a great time at parties. So now I just need to correct nature and rename them. After a quick rename, it's time to put them all in something a little more iconic. And since Summer Night Town's going to be their debut single, blue is the appropriate color to keep them in. This is good enough. So now it's time to get single number 2 released, but I want to use a little bit of my research points. Let's get our second song, Summer Night Town, down to its essence. About a party. Partying in a blue dress. And let's try and make the dance a little bit cool. As far as the song is concerned, we can keep it in the pop genre. We'll level that up to 2 so that we're really ready to take over the pop industry. Part of me wonders if I should do more than just a digital release, but I don't know if we've got enough fans for an individual handshake event. You know what? High risk, high reward, right? But unfortunately, I didn't think about production costs, which we don't have a lot of money. Our last single sold decently. Let's create 250 and hope for the best. Maybe we're being a little too ambitious here. The group chemistry is terrible. Against better judgment, I've decided to hire one more producer, just to help us get a few more points and really take the load off of Sunku Sunku's back. Our news show is on episode 4 and is reaching a lot of fans, but it's creating quite a bit of fatigue. Sayaka just turned 14 and got progressively less cute. The only ones that showed up to her birthday were her fellow generation mates. And I'm gonna bring in Yuko to get a little bit of the tea that's going on here. She says she's been playing a lot of video games lately, and she shares a personal anecdote about her family. Our next goal is to launch a radio show, and I don't know if we have enough members to do that yet. And the December charts have reminded me once again that I am a flop, and AKB is the leader in Japan. Thanks a lot. We're slowly losing money at 675,000 a week going out. No matter how many performances I do, that won't save us from our inevitable destruction. I've got to figure out how to make more money. It seems like Aya is already thinking about leaving the group, and that's kind of on brand. She's worried that the idol industry is taking too many people out of small towns and bringing them to the big city. After a long production schedule, Summer Night Town is finally ready to release, and I hope that the production costs were worth it. We sold every single copy and made all of our money back plus a little bit more. My goal is to dominate the pop industry. Somehow we've gained 624 new fans. I think it's time to start working on our very first album, so I'm gonna work on First Time. The very first song on this album is Good Morning. I think it might be a good idea to do that handshake event again. But I want to spend some of my research points first. I think getting everything except for anxiety politics would probably be a good idea. I don't really have a lot of interest in singing about either one of those right now. Although, go big or go home, right? Now let's get that Good Morning single ready. Good Morning will make it about happiness, and we're gonna stay in the cool genre since it seems that people really like that. We're gonna make it kinda limited again, just to make sure that we're being safe. And now our group chemistry is a lot better this time around, with Yuko in the front. Our idols are all really tired, so I might stop them from pushing themselves too much. Maybe it's time for a relaxing spa day. And you know what? I'm a generous boss. I'll give them one more. It looks like a new loan is available to us since we did the news internet show. I'm gonna go ahead and take that out now. My loan's almost gone from the bank, so I'm gonna take everything that Fujimoto will give to me. As much as I want the girls to be able to relax, I need to send them back out because we can gain 350 fans now. And our next goal is to reach a maximum payment for one advertising job of 90,000 a week. I'm gonna have Roman focus on advertisement jobs. We've got our first TV drama opportunity, and I think I'm gonna take it. A little bit of exposure doesn't hurt. It's 3 months of production, and we get 16 new fans every single week. Our next goal is to release a rock single. I think I can make that happen. I'm gonna go ahead and get this rock single ready now. This is gonna be a digital only because this is just an album song. I kinda wanna reach a larger audience, so I'm gonna go for the teen fan base for now. And we're still gonna stay in the cool genre. I kind of feel like switching up the game once again and sticking Sayaka in the front. And it looks like Good Morning is ready to release. I did only 275 sales because I wasn't sure if the production was going to work. We did make our profit. We got a lot of fans, I think. Hell yes! I was listening in on a conversation and found my assistant to be a boss bee right now, trying to negotiate even more money from a proposal. And she just made them increase their price so much. My assistant is so good at her job, she is now coming up with lies saying that I'm in a meeting just to confirm if this paltry little amount that this person is offering us is going to be substantial enough for me. She knows how it works around here. She wanted Mr. Sakai to think that the business deal was gonna slip through his fingers. I've helped her actualize herself and feel more confident in her job. And now she's increased her deals, which is even better for me moving forward. I think it's time to cancel the morning news segment. It's not gaining us enough fans for how much fatigue is going out, and our girls are already so tired. The February charts have released, and I am yet again not on it, but you know who is? AK freaking B with Baby Get Out. They need to get out of here and stop taunting me. I've been forced to take another loan out from the bank because unfortunately we are back in the negative. And Abe is pretty upset that the last single didn't do as well as she really wanted to. She thought it went well and that it was a catchy song and that more people should have listened to it. And I agree. I would like more money. We've finally reached level 4 of friendship, so maybe next time I bring her in, I can get the tea on what's going on in the group. All the girls are fairly unhappy with their salaries right now, and I can't really afford to pay them a lot of money. So I'll get them to something fairly considerable. Eventually, we'll start making enough money that I can pay them properly. It appears that Asuka is sticking her nose in places it doesn't belong, asking if I have a thing for Yuko, which I absolutely don't. I'm just trying to get the drama about the group. It's kind of an awkward experience finding her in the hallway about to cry because one of her coworkers thinks that we might have a romantic thing, which we absolutely don't. And part of me feels like I should just let her leave. But then the other part of me wants to find out what the drama is. After a couple of days, Yuko is back in our office. She's glad everything turned out well, and honestly, I am too. I can't handle that kind of a scandal right now. Especially one that is absolutely not true. We've got our first photo shoot that's going to pay us 357,000 yen. Unfortunately, it's going to take about half of Fukuda's stamina, but since she just couldn't mind her own business, I'm going to drain her stamina. Let her be exhausted. Teach her to keep in her lane. I can talk to Yuko again, so this time, I'm gonna finally find out what the tea is. Fukuda and Nakazawa are dating! We're gaining a lot of fans, so hopefully we can keep this traction upwards. We're gonna make this a group handshake event, since this is the first time that we can actually do it. And we'll keep it kind of low, just in case it doesn't sell very well. Actually, I've changed my mind. We're gonna make this a digital release only, so we won't have to pay out any money. We're gonna put Abe at the front, and everyone else directly in the back. And since Fukuda can't stay in her lane, we're gonna keep her right in the middle so she can look at Abe the entire time. And conveniently, having nothing to do with the fact that she can't stay in her lane, this is unfortunately Asuka's very last song in the group. We were offered a massive loan, so of course I'm gonna take all 48 million of this. I need to increase the girls' salaries because once again, they are unhappy because they're doing a lot of work and are being unfairly compensated. And I don't want to be that boss. In the June charts, we reached number 7. We are creeping our way up to AKB48, who is still doing excellent. It seems that Aya has platformed a very controversial figure who has some controversial opinions about whaling. Well, we didn't know that we were platforming someone like this, so let's delete the message and apologize. She lost a lot of mental stamina, but hopefully that gets some goodwill with the fans. One of our idols lost 10 points due to bullying. I kind of want to find out what's going on. She's in Mari's clique right now, probably because she got kicked out of the last one she was in. We're about the midpoint of July, and there are some girl group awards that are coming up. And of course, we won not a singular thing. Wait, we won something? And Abe gave a great speech and told everyone that I was a great boss. I'm so glad that she told the truth.
嬉しい。
I'll be honest, this is probably the most that I've ever talked to any one of the idols in any one of these playthroughs. We've reached max friendship with her, which hopefully that means that we can get all the drama and all the tea all the time from her. I kind of forgot there were other goals. We want to hold a concert if we want to level up to 5. And we need to appear in at least 24 magazines. Finally, the final song of the first time album has been released, which means we can work on the next single and getting that out so we can graduate Asuka. Not that I'm eager to kick her out or anything. Our next song is going to be a digital release only, so we can really start to gauge how many people are actually interested in the group. So it seems that Yasuda Kei was in a group who were pretty enthusiastic of a brand new emperor in Japan. Some people in Japan are calling her delusional, saying she has princess syndrome, thinking that she might be the new empress at some point. While she was there, I really don't know what we should do about this. I think if we make too big of a deal of this, it's gonna blow back negatively on us, so let's just say that she's excited about her country. Some fans swapped over to another group, but honestly, who cares? Who cares? As we reach September, it's finally time to release our graduation single, Memory Seishun no Hikari. It was a digital release only, so it reached every one of our fans and beyond, and we sold 25,000! I think it's time to talk to Asuka about potentially leaving the group. She might not be happy about that, but it's what's best. She wants to graduate before she turns 24, which is pretty ambiguous right now. We could fire her right now using a scandal point. But first, let's have our first official concert. It appears that people have started doing fake roleplay accounts, especially pretending to be Asuka, which is kind of convenient that she's about to leave the group. We don't want her reputation to be too damaged, so we're gonna go ahead and send a cease and desist letter to the imposter. Asuka is not ready for the concert. I really wanted to keep her around a little bit longer, but the game keeps telling me again and again that I should get rid of her. I don't want to start the concert until I know that everybody is feeling completely refreshed, and that includes Mari. Maybe it might be helpful to have a doctor's office. It would cost a little more money, but maybe it would be worth it. Fujimoto's back to stick his nose in my business again. He's glad that we've expanded. He is worried that we might be taking a loss on the building though. Don't you worry, Buster. I got it all planned out. Here we go for our very first one. I'm gonna risk it all and keep filming. This is the last one. We can't afford to lose any footage. It fell and crashed into the crowd. Hopefully nobody died. If it did, we have insurance. We did not make as much money as we could, probably because we had to pay out fees to keep everyone hushed so that they didn't sue us for damages afterwards. But we still made 17 million yen, and that's better than it could have been. I'm really conflicted because right now I think I want to fire Asuka in order to keep the momentum of the group going, but I've always wondered what it would look like if she hadn't left. So what if we just keep her? Let's do an individual handshake event. It's going to be another pop song, and we're going to make it about partying this time, and it's going to be really energetic. Since this was one of the really early flop songs, let's make it a digital only release. We're going to go in a completely different direction and go enka, and we'll make it about loneliness, and it'll be just really cute. Of course, Abe's going to lead, with everyone else in the background. I know that the other girls won't be happy about this, but this is the way it's gotta go if we're staying in line with the group. And let's start producing Second Morning. We're finally able to level up performance to level 4. And our next goal is to finish a concert with 150% hype, which it looks like we already got there. And we've gotten up to level 6. We are speeding through the performances. We can now make 200,000 with every single performance. Morning Musume is becoming a powerhouse in the idol industry. Yaguchi Mari has been doing a lot of live streams lately, and there's been a lot of trolls. People are both complaining, but also viewership is high. I'm sure that means we're getting more money. We should hire more moderators so that they can get the trolls out as we need to. As someone who live streams, having good moderators who are able to take care of trolls as they pop in is honestly paramount. Having a suitable moderator is the best route here. Now that we've reached top 5 of the singles chart, we've advanced a little bit of the story. Ida Kaori wants to know if we like animals. She really wants to do a charity assignment where we help out at a local zoo, get some cute animal photos, help volunteer at the zoo, and get some promotion out for Morning Musume. Unfortunately, they don't have a budget. As someone who likes business, doing a charity every now and again is good publicity. Let's make it happen. Fujimoto did have a loan for us, and it's quite substantial, but so does the bank. I'm willing to take out Fujimoto's loan before he sticks another parameter on, like get Yaguchi Mari a random dance contract in Shinjuku. I really want to get promotion up, which means that we have to appear in more magazines. And we need to launch a TV show. We have another task, and that's to go to the zoo. The girls weren't sure I was even going to show up. What kind of boss did they think I am? Mari wants to know what kind of animal she would be if I could choose what type she would be. I think she would be fierce and ferocious. We gained 4,000 fans from that outing, and Sayaka just turned 15 the day after our outing. It looks like all the girls are getting along much better because not only are her gen mates there, but so are some of Gen 1 as well. Our next goal is to top the monthly singles chart, and I don't see that happening anytime soon, unless we really do something phenomenal. Right now I'm just focusing on Second Morning. I'm not doing anything too crazy. We're at number 14 on the charts for December, and as we go into the new year, my goal is to do even better and get into the top 5. We move into January, and we've topped the charts in number 3. That was literally my goal of 2023, was to get into the top 5, and we got up there with Furusato, which was not a flop. Let's go, AKB. We are coming for you. I see you trying to steal Reba's music, and we are not going to let you do that. We finally got an advertisement gig that's 90,000 a week, which will complete that goal that we needed in order to upgrade performances. So now promotion has been upgraded, and we can now gain 720 fans every time they go out. Our next major goal is to get 100,000 single sales. It seems that Abe plays a gacha game, and fans are talking about how much money she's spending on it. Parents are getting upset about how much she's encouraging everyone for Gamba Brain. But in my opinion, this isn't a big deal. She's an idol, she can do what she wants with her money. Let her have her fun. We're not going to react at all to this. If fans don't like it, then they don't like it. Unfortunately, the girls are dying, so it's back to the spa for them. After extensive grinding, we finally got a promotion to level 6, which means that every time they go out, they gain 1,200 fans. These idols, I swear, are always so tired. I know that they're busy, and I know I'm sending them out on photo shoots, but why are they all direly dying all the time? Moving into the April charts, we've kind of plummeted to spot 13, but I'm not too worried right now. We sold 2,000 copies of our last song. That's good enough for me. We've got enough points to increase Variety Show to level 3, and considering that's what we needed for our next goal, I'm gonna go ahead and stick to that. Oh no, the worst has happened. We took too many photos and we didn't pay attention to a clause that was very important. Apparently they could use whatever photos they took and resold some of them as stock photos, and now everyone thinks that Ida Kaori has very aggressive gonorrhea. We definitely need to take care of this immediately. I think the best thing to do would be to promote safe sex, but also say that Ida does not have gonorrhea. Morning Musume expresses their support for increased awareness of sexual health while explaining that Ida Kaori's inclusion in the display was not made with any consideration as to whether she is actually infected. She makes her own statement saying that she hopes this campaign will help her fans stay safe and stay happy. People are proud to be her fans. See, that's what this is all about. Going into the May charts, we have ranked at number 2, right behind AKB. I hope they feel us coming up on them because we are coming for them. And I think it's time to do something big. Let's do a huge audition. Maybe not a $12 million one. Let's just do a yen regional audition. We're looking for Goro Maki. Oh my god. She's a 21-year-old gold idol, but the problem is she's 21. As much as I really want to go with this one, I could go in a different direction. I simply can't go with her. She's too old. It's time to release Koi no Shihatsu Resha. And our grand total of sales was 42,000. Unfortunately, our fan gain was a little disproportionate, but it's nothing to scoff at. I think having a new member will jolt interest back into Morning Musume. Even though she's a little bit older, I am inclined to go with this lone wolf. That seems very Goromaki, even though she's significantly older than the other girls. And she seems kind of grumpy. This is the perfect choice for Gomaki. And we need to do an instant push. And maybe it's a little soon, but we can start producing Love Machine. After setting up a new audition, I've decided to do something a little ambitious and create Coconut's Musume. Roman is already helping me prep who's going to be in it, but don't worry, I know exactly what idols I'm going to select. I've carefully moved everyone over, and now it's time to start promoting the group. This will give us a little bit of leeway in how we use our idols so that we won't waste too much of their stamina and can negotiate some over to Coconut's Musume. It might also be a good idea to get a radio show involving some of the Coconut girls with maybe someone very well known in Morning Musume. We'll do a radio travel show called Morning Coconut, where we'll have a permanent cast of fan favorite Abe Natsumi, Ayaka, and Mika. And we should get a single in for Coconut's Musume. We're gonna have this be a digital only release, as I don't know how well this is gonna go. We'll make it really sexy and cool at the same time. Hopefully with the popularity of Morning Musume, this will go over really well. I definitely didn't forget about our level up for promotion. We've gotten all of our fame points for the drama role, which means next we need to give a concert in every country. And it looks like it's time for Summer Night Town, the English version by Coconut's Musume, to come out. 2,000 copies sold for their very first song is not a bad turnout. It's certainly not going to trend the charts or anything, but at least it wasn't bad. Now that our loans come through, we can finally release Love Machine and get Goto's debut single out into the world. It cost us 2 million yen to produce, and I hope this wasn't a disappointment. We banked a lot that she would be popular. Damn, we reached our goal. We should have done a digital sale. So this was just as popular in Idol Manager as it was in real life too. We've once again had to adjust everyone's wages for their satisfaction, and honestly I don't know if I'm making the right decision by doing that. The dance instructor just hustled me for some money because apparently one of our Coconut girls is not able to dance that well. Going into November, Love Machine is charting at the number 9. I wish that it had charted maybe at number 1 because that would have been such an aha moment. But for Koi no Dansai, we will absolutely make sure that it's a digital release. I've decided to hire one more doctor in the effort of making sure that my idols are being properly taken care of. Plus, it'll help them skyrocket to faster health. I also don't think it would be the worst idea to maybe hire another group. Melon Kanenbi would be the most logical next group to start hiring for. And you know what? Let's go for it. We have a golden for our very first one. They're super trendy. This entire audition poll is getting chosen, simply because we can't afford to get another one. But unfortunately, we've gotten back into the red, so we need to figure out how we can make some money very quickly. And we finally reached level 10 of the love songs after copious amounts of grinding, right on time for our loan to come in. We're gonna get Melon Kanenbi's very first song ready to go, and we're just gonna follow the standard pop love cute trend. And we absolutely have to get Koi no Dansai prepared for Morning Musume. We're gonna make this one a little more EDM focused, have it be partying, and just be really cool. Maybe EDM love. We want to get the hardcore fans buying. Kei-chan has pulled us into the office to talk to us about something. She has some tea about somebody working here. One of our employees has a vibrator at work? Looks like I gotta deal with that at some point. And you know what? I just realized that I made a mistake. Goto was styled in the morning coffee outfit. Did I really care about her so little that I didn't bother styling her? Well, now she's been styled, and now we can progress on as usual. And while I wait, I think it's time to start working on some of these sub-stories that I've got lined up. Alright, the next sub-story we gotta get done is talking to our assistant. Oh, it's a doctor? There's no way she's got sex toys sitting around? She literally has no clue what we're talking about, which leads me to believe that this is not the item that Kay thought it was. Oh, it's a muscle massager, just as I thought it was. It wasn't a sex toy. Kay-chan is crazy. Our funds are getting a little bit low, so I think it's time to try and get that Fujimoto task done. He wants a news radio show done. So it seems that maybe I've made a mistake. The bank has nothing and Fujimoto won't give us anything. We might be squarely stuck in a place where I have to reload. Although I don't want to do that. I think I'm just going to do it to be safe. We're now back in December. So we're going to do things a little bit different this time. Before it gets too crazy, I want to start auditioning right now for the 4th generation. And a couple extra girls to take the brunt of the workload wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I'm kind of feeling like she's got a pretty solid Rika vibe, and that one has a solid Yoshi vibe. And now I'm going to attempt to find Aibon and Suji. While we wait for that, I'm going to release Melon Kinembi's song, which, as we already knew, wasn't going to do very well. Our audition is ready, and we need 2 12-year-olds. This one doesn't get in relationships, which is definitely not going to be Aibon. This one kind of fits the bill for Suji, so I'll pick her. And I'm going to go ahead and hold one more local audition, just to see if I can get Kago. I swear to God, this is going to be the most complicated journey again. Just when I thought maybe I found one with the right silhouette and everything, she's still too old. I finally found one, and she's a meme queen. Tell me this is not the most perfect Yoshi. This is the perfect Rika. This is literally the most perfect Suji possible. And this is a damn perfect Kago. Now that my 4th generation is solidly squared out, it's time to start working on some of these 3rd album songs so I can get Happy Summer Wedding out. But first, a quick panic save. We're back in our I'm not happy with my monthly salary conversation. And with a couple quick clicks, I think we're pretty solidly close back to where we needed to be. Coconut's Musume charted number 6 on the February charts. And releasing Koi no Dansai once again back in our not flop era. Wait! Why didn't we completely top the charts? Why didn't we sell everything again? Is the market tired of Morning Musume? Well, it's time for Coconuts to flop for us. And they actually sold really well. We're kind of in a bad place right now. I don't quite understand why we don't have any money. We hit number 2 with Koi no Dansai, which is definitely a good thing, but we're still trapped in a debt cycle. At this point, I think I have to go into bankruptcy and see if the game will fix itself. He asked if I would do something sketchy in order to get the money, and honestly, I never would consider that ever, and he was grateful that I wouldn't. So here he is attempting to bail me out. We're back in the green, and my only hope is that he'll actually have a loan. Good, it looks like the game has course corrected itself. We're gonna go ahead and take everything back out, and now we refocus all our priorities into getting singles back out into the market. Hopefully and eventually the bank will allow me to pull a loan out as well. The entirety of the 3rd album is now in production after a lot of work. We're getting into kinda dire states with money, so I think I need to get a concert going ASAP. I'm only gonna choose songs that have over 50% satisfaction, or satisfaction that's at least in the green. So this should be kind of a kick-ass concert. We are now $61,000 in debt. And we're probably going to hit bankruptcy yet again. Our loan kicked in right before we were about to go bankrupt, and I can launch our concert. We had a pretty kick-ass concert and we made 12 million yen, which I think is definitely a success. I gotta start banging out a lot of these singles, and Sungu's got a lot of lyrics to do. Coconut's Musume has pretty much run out of material, so I'm gonna make a radio show for them. And now we're going to release the true-to-life radio show, Kiss the Coconuts. We'll have it be a sort of gossipy show, so we'll do interviews. It'll be Ayaka, Mika, and Danielle for this. But tragedy strikes again with yet another gaming scandal. She called all of her fans during a live stream a bunch of losers, so we're going to publicly apologize and then ban her from streaming anymore. We lost friendship with her, but I didn't really care about where we were anyway. No matter how many singles we pump out, I think this might be the end of the line. Never mind! We have something from the bank, and I'm gonna take that right away. I swear this game is raising my blood pressure. We've reached number 2 in the July charts, and I think we can keep this momentum going in a really strong way. This Izunme finally dropped and was at a very underwhelming 2,351 sales. Seems that Melankin NB is not nearly as popular in this world as they were in the original. Even though I don't have any music for Coconut's Musume to do, I need them to be doing something to make us money, so I'm gonna have them do a bunch of Pink Lady covers. And now Chelsea is on her way out. Goodbye! We're 10 million in debt, and the game is telling me that Momosu can release yet another song. This seems incorrect, and I'm hesitant to do it. But if the game is telling me to... And we are 62 million in debt. We're 2 days until bankruptcy, and a new loan has just presented itself, but I absolutely won't be able to get it in the amount of time that I need it. I could apply for it now and see what happens, but I think it'll take 7 days for us to get it. I don't think there's any way we'll recover from this moment. I think it's all over. I've played every card that I had. And now the game is asking me to fire every single one of my workers. This is one of the most upsetting situations I've ever seen. I can't believe it's making me individually click every single one of these girls. Firing them individually is kind of fucked. I'm really not upset about firing her though. I mean, I didn't even name her. And after having to go through that excruciating process, Yuko's outside hanging out waiting for me. She's really glad that we got to be friends while here. I'm really glad that she stuck around to say goodbye to me. She was the only person that I invested any type of friendship in, getting her to max level 5. And we got an achievement for being bankrupt. That kind of feels bad, man. How'd I do? Kind of bad, right? I was kind of miserable. Every single turn, I just kept getting cucked. I made a lot of mistakes with really big loans, and I wasn't getting a lot of turnout. I didn't really do a good job at gaining fans or leveling up the right things. I was so focused on certain tasks that I just wasn't playing properly. I don't even know what the right way to play this game is, but I'm gonna scour some forums. I'm gonna look over Reddit. Maybe I might come back and do another run of this. What do you think? Did you play this game? Have you played this game? Is it as tough as I found it to be, or did you not struggle as much as I did? Try not to roast me too much for my bad gameplay. I was just trying to have fun, and I think I struggled, probably more than I ought to have. But I hope you enjoyed this run, and maybe I'll see you for another one very soon. And if you like gaming content, make sure to subscribe to the channel because I am constantly putting out gaming things. This year, I have a personal struggle to post 366 days of content, an extra day because it's a leap year. So we're posting stuff every single day. Not always about gaming, sometimes it's about life stuff, sometimes it's opinion things, sometimes it's just something silly. But I hope that you enjoyed this video, and let me know what you thought about Idol Manager if you've played. See you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to click that like button. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. Goodbye.